Hello, welcome back to Iwaihime. I got my support animal here for what's going to be happening with this, because I think we chose Kanai and the first girl, and I don't going back to her stuff, I guess. Anyway, let me know. Do you know where this is from? I don't know. Just comment and tell me. Do you know where this is from? Do you know what anime this is from? Of course I do, because I bought the damn thing. But also, yeah, it sounds like it squishes. It squishes too. Oh, no, it squishes. Okay. Okay, enough about that. Let's get to the game. Yep, we're back to this thing. Oh boy.
ミント島のすっからかんがね、乾杯の温度の時にこう言ったんだ。乾杯だと負けるみたいだから干渉って言いましょう。で乾杯って。キッキキキキキ。うしゃしゃしゃしゃ。
Did we ever meet the Mad Hatter? I don't remember. Did we ever meet the Mad Hatter? We remember the rabbit.
よくわかんないや。
I came across the Hatter and the Rabbit having a tea party during a stroll through the Arcanine Minobe Kingdom. Minobe. They would always drink tea in whatever open spaces they could find in the thicket of giant mushrooms. The pair held their elegant tea parties on a large table covered by a tablecloth. I would join in on them if I ever happened across one.
働いたら負けかなと思っている。資源だよな。働くってのは誰かの奴隷になるってこと。自分の自由と尊厳をお金に換えるなんて人間幸福だよ。
働いたら負け、働いたら負け。うっしゃしゃしゃ。でもさ、普通は働かなきゃ食えないよね。
Okay, the name was Kanai. I forget their names so easily. Faces I can remember, names not as much.
おいらもあんたらみたいに毎日お茶会できるような身分になりたいよ。
働かなきゃ食えないのは平民どもだけ。平成日本には働かなくても食えるお貴族様というものがあるんだよ。キッキキキキ。
いいね。どうやったら貴族になれるわけ？自分の部屋に閉じこもってネットしてるだけ。簡単簡単。うっしゃしゃしゃ。
I feel a little attacked.
それってかじれる親のすねがあるうちでしょ？ご両親が食わせてくれなくなったらどうすんの？親が死んだらその時は俺も死ぬよ。うっしゃしゃしゃ。死ぬ前に親の遺品全部売りまくって G1 か FX に全部突っ込んで負けたら首つる。
キッキキキ。それ笑えるよ。超笑える。
俺も帽子屋みたいに働かないで永遠にお茶飲んで過ごしたいよ。お金が働かなくてももらえる魔法のパスポートでもあんの？
キッキキ。まさかまさか。魔法パスは日本人では絶対もらえないよ。だって魔法パス取得者のほとんどは日本人じゃないからね。日本に生まれて一番損なのは日本人。キッキキ。日本を日本人の手に取り戻す。日本人への悪口は綺麗な悪口。言い返せばヘイだった。
A lot to take in. Okay. The Hatter knew a lot of complicated stuff, but sometimes I didn't understand a word he was saying. What I did know was he was of an enviable social status, which permitted him to have tea parties every day. Unfortunately, my Arcanine Minobe Kingdom was totally broke. We were basically in permanent bankruptcy. I had to play along with that disgusting king in order to rebuild it.
まああいつ気前はいいんだよね。セチも弱いし。セチャに勝つとお金をくれるの？うん。私と戦うのが楽しいんだってさ。
そりゃあこんな可愛いお姫様と遊べるならお金払っちゃうよね。女子高生はお姫様、ただいるだけで価値がある。
それに比べたら俺たちオスなんざうんこ製造機だね。んなことはないよ。女子がチヤホヤされてるのは若いうちだけさ。女子って認めてもらえてるうちに掴むもん掴まなかったら男以上にチェックメイトさね。いいじゃん、チヤホヤしてもらえるんだからさ。
男なんてマジ人生ハードモード。イケメンに生まれなかったら人生丸ごと罰ゲーム。
んなことないでしょ。働きもせずに毎日お茶会ができるお貴族様なんて無敵モードっしょ。そうそう、俺たち平成貴族。
毎日がお茶会、なんでもない非番罪。キーキキキ。
I suppose one couldn't help turning into an idiot when all they did was have tea parties all day. However, I envied them. It wasn't like I wanted to be rich. I just wanted the stability and peace to be able to have ordinary tea parties every day like them. If possible, I also wanted to be a noble free from the burden of work, but the Hatter wouldn't tell me how to become one. And the rabbit could only be a shetland because he had parents who would feed him. The Arcanine Minoba King didn't have it so lucky. Seriously, what would that guy do when his parents died? Was he really planning to kill himself? I couldn't do that. I could never kick back and relax knowing it would all go to ruin someday. I guess my only choice was to save up money as best I could.
ねえ帽子や、そろそろもったいぶらずに教えてよ。どうやったら魔法パスもなしに働かずにずーっと食べていけるわけ？
キキキキ、それは言えない。貴族の秘密。
親が死んで使い切れないほど遺産がどっさり？
親は死んでません。寝たきりです。それを毎日看病して世話してるから、俺すっごい親孝行なんよ。
帽子屋は本当に偉いね。帰省してる俺とは大違いだぜ。
キキキ、せいぜい平民どもは俺を羨ましがるといいよ。
エリス姫、紅茶のおかわりは？ストップ。ちょっとおしっこ行ってくる。
Okay, we're done with them. Okay. Let me guess, you were wondering if there's really a bathroom in a magical kingdom's mushroom forest. Well, the answer is yes. See, there's a door in that huge mushroom there. The door says bathroom on it, right? Okay then, gotta take care of business.
すっきりした。
Boy, was this refreshing. Nothing like the great outdoors to make you feel alive. Alright, time to go back to that crazy tea party. Truth be told, I was getting sick of their conversation. Besides, they would just make me drink more of that tea. I decided to take a little walk first before returning and say I'd waged war in that bathroom.
世界は暇だね。だが、それがいい。キリ。おいらは別に幸せとかハッピーエンドとかそういうのはどうでもいいんだよね。ただただ暇で退屈でどうでもいい日常が繰り返せる平和が欲しいだけ。
Wait. That means I really was a perfect fit for the Mad Hatter and March Hare's tea party. Why was it the crazy types always took to me? Was it because I was a good listener, or did I have this scent that drew them to me?
戻ろ。
I turned around to go back to the party when suddenly I noticed a mushroom with a sliding door. Huh? Was there always a mushroom house there? I was in Wonderland after all. All it took was a little curiosity for a new adventure to begin. Still, it was funny to see something as Japanese as a sliding door here. Upon closer inspection, I noticed something that further piqued my interest. The edges of the door were duct taped. Normally, you couldn't lock Japanese sliding doors, yet here was a clear declaration they didn't want anyone going inside.
これはお宝の予感がするね。
Oh, joy.
こんなの剥がしちゃえ。ビリビリ。
It was just like cheap packing tape from a 100 yen shop. It had totally lost its adhesive, making it a cinch to tear off. With that, there was nothing in my way. The treasure was mine. Oh, what's in there? Ugh. A stale stench leaked out the moment I opened the door. What's more, the floor of the small room was invisible under the thick layer of garbage bags. Supermarket bags, to be exact, bursting with trash.
お宝の山じゃなくてゴミの山か。でも騙されないぞ。こういうのはダミーって決まってるのだ。
I stepped forward, undaunted by the pile of trash. My instincts were screaming to me there was treasure hidden in this garbage. Only one way to find out what it was.
おそらくはあの帽子屋の貴族のお宝。魔法パスもなく、親の遺産も貯金もなく、なのに毎日お茶会して過ごせる秘密がきっとここにあるはず。
And so I tossed them all aside. Inside the garbage bags were empty cans of potato chips, snacks, as well as an empty convenience store lunchboxes. The stench was caused by sauces and such that had stuck to the lunchboxes.
これ式でくじけるものか。
I threw out the garbage bags one after another until I could finally see the floor. Oh, well, a futon? Why would the Hatter use a bedroom with a futon all laid out as a garbage dump? Oh, hold on, the futon had to be more camouflaged. The secret of the treasure had to be inside. I would finally learn the source of this noble wealth. I pulled back the covers and found a corpse wearing pajamas. What? Just then I heard the Hatter yelling from the front door.
だから大丈夫っすよ。寝たきりなんすよ。全然起きられないんですよ。
上がらせてもらってご挨拶させてもらうことはできませんか？
寝てるのに起こせないっすよ。そんなのダメっす。
Okay, so she's not bedridden, is she?
ではお顔だけでも拝見させてはいただけませんか？
そんなことできません。母は神経質なんす。そういうのダメなんす。
本当にお母さん在宅されてるんですよね。
Why is there all of a sudden a cop?
してますよ。だからいるって言ってるじゃないですか。
実はですね、親類の方から捜索願いが出てるんですよ。去年からずっと連絡が取れないって言って。
それクソババっすよね。ちゃんと寝てるって何度言っても分かんないんすよ。
起きた時に電話を欲しいって言って1年連絡が取れないって言って。
だから寝たきりでずっと体調が悪いって言ってるっしょ。おふくろにはもう電話する元気なんてないの。
お母さん、そんなに体調悪いなら病院に通わせてるんだよね。どこの病院？
おふくろは病院嫌いなんで。そんなんどうだっていいっしょ。
一頃流行ったでしょ。年金の不正受給問題ね。親の年金を当てにしてる無職の子供が年金の打ち切りを恐れて親の死を届け出ないっていう。
Ah.
それ詐欺じゃないっすか。俺そんなことしないっす。失礼っすよ。帰ってください。
ねえお願いしますよ。お顔だけでもいいですから。
うっさいな。帰れって言ってたよ。帰れよ。
また明日お伺いしますね。お顔だけでもいいんで。
帰れ帰れ帰れ。
Don't screw with me, don't screw with me. I'm a noble, I don't want to work ever. There's no way I can go to the employment service center. I ain't the dress decided. What am I supposed to do? Work in IT? Oh, that's a low blow. What am I gonna do? They said they're coming back tomorrow. Even a cop was here. If they have a warrant, I'll have no choice but to let them in. Crap, what do I do? What am I gonna do with Mom's body? That cop's on me. He's gotta be staking the place out right now. What do I do with the body? I can't hide it. Can I cut it up and flush it down the toilet? No, I don't want to touch Mom's body. What if I went on a walk and never came back? No, they're watching the place, so they'll spot me right away. And even if I did hide the body, the cops will find evidence. The cops would find evidence for sure if they searched the place. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I finally found some peace and quiet after being bullied all my life. But now my noble lifestyle is gonna go down the drain.
その部屋見た？ダメだよエリス姫。その部屋は俺の貴族な暮らしの秘密なんだからさ。
Lovely.
見てない。見てない。見てない。
嘘だろ。見ちゃっただろ。
Yeah, she saw it. The Hatter's face swelled as tumors emerged like goosebumps. Before long, the skin on his face bulged and rolled right off in chunks. It wasn't just his face, the same thing was happening to his hands and luckily the rest of him as well.
俺さ、もうどうしようもなくて。
なんかわかったかも。だってあんた、灯油臭い。
Ooh. More and more of his skin peeled off like flakes with each second. His rotten flesh then became seared, exuding a foul stench like burning hair. I already understood what had happened. Once he knew he was cornered, he tried to burn everything down that night. He must have been planning to cover his tracks with the fire at first. But when he tried carefully pouring kerosene over his mom's corpse, he saw her skeleton for the first time in so long. And when he did, it was like a man possessed. Before he knew it, he was covered from head to toe in kerosene. And then he flicked the lighter. Swallowed by flames, he rolled on the ground in agony as all his skin burned away. The Hatter wrapped his arms around me. My body was immediately engulfed by the hellfire. My hair was reduced to cinders in the blink of an eye. My whole body was wrapped in searing pain. All my skin burst open before it could burn away and started rolling off in clumps. It burns, it hurts. And... And she wakes up.
だった。
Let me guess, was that a haunting? It seemed I'd fallen asleep in a weird position on the sofa. Having grown bored of watching TV, my joints hurt. On top of that, I've been having yet another horrible nightmare.
めまいする。
The haze in my head refused to clear up. My eyes were spinning, my stomach churned. Whatever daydream I'd had this time must have been really messed up. It was 7 p.m. My stomach was empty, but I wasn't hungry. Still, though, I had to eat. It didn't look like Mom would come home today either. Oh well, I just saved my money on the half price I did. The fuck did I just say? Oh well, I just saved my money on the half price side dishes at the supermarket. I just noticed the text box is different. It doesn't have the dolls. I mean, it has the doll and for the indicator, but it had like all the toys, dolls, all like around the edges, and now it's not. It's different. I never had to keep receipts or give back change. All the money came from my allowance, and so the more I could save, the better. I reached out for the table my wallet was sitting on.
現実と悪チュームでごっちゃになってる。
Yes, you are.
なんか今日のは特にひどい。
I wasn't hungry, so I thought I'd maybe just go to bed. There's a soft mushroom lying there. It'd make a perfect bed. Just then, I heard the front door unlocking. It was followed by a buzz and the flapping of wings. The queen bee, no, Mom, was home. Great. My mind was still a total haze. Oh, wow. Mushrooms were sprouting all over the place. The tables, sofas, and TV all turned into springy mushrooms. I could hear Mom talking. It seemed she wasn't alone. My brain really was on the fritzes without seeing her as the queen bee.
全くその通りですわ。本当に田中さんのおっしゃる通りで。
この世で 一番尊いのは家族の愛なんです。巷に氾濫する恋愛至上主義に惑わされてはいけません。
全くその通りです。どうして私は家族の愛にずっと気づかなかったのか。
おかえり。
かなえちゃん、昨日は帰れなくて本当にごめんなさい。田中さんのご家族の皆さんと夜通しでお話ししちゃって。でもね、本当に素晴らしいお話が聞けたのよ。かなえちゃんも絶対に今度は一緒に行きましょうね。あと、今日はお母さんちゃんとご飯を作るから期待してね。
別にいいよ。今から何か買いに行こうと思ってたから。
聞いて今日のご飯は素敵なの。チーズフォンデュって知ってる？
チーズフォンデュだってお鍋みたいに家族みんなでつついて家族愛を感じられるんです。かなえちゃんもチーズと家族の愛情でホクホクになろうね。
そうなんですか。はあ、それは楽しみです。
家族揃っての食事、これぞ家族愛。そして家族の人数が多ければ多いほど食事も美味しくいただけるのです。
まったくですわね。田中さんの言う通りですわ。
Personally, I'd be much more relaxed eating on my own than putting up with this nonsense. Oh well, home cooking was the best money savers, plus keeping Mr. Tanaka in good spirits was also important. He was really generous when he was in a good mood. All I had to do was put up with how much he resembled a monstrous caterpillar. So the sect king in the actual real world is her mom's boyfriend. Is that what I'm trying to piece together? Maybe boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know who Mr. Tanaka is. But from the way it's going, it seems like it's her mom's boyfriend. Maybe. The fog just wouldn't go away. Apparently Mom was up all night chatting with Mr. Tanaka's family. I was surprised she hadn't gotten tired of it, but as long as she was enjoying herself and it made her happy, I wasn't going to complain. Even now she was cooking while basking in Mr. Tanaka's lofty ideals. I wrapped my arms around my knees and killed time staring at the TV.
これね、専門店で買ってきたチーズなの。かなえちゃんもびっくりするわよ。田中さんって本当におしゃれなお店をいろいろ知ってるのよ。かなえちゃんの絶対に喜ぶお店も見つけてきたから、今度田中さんの家族もみんなで行きましょうね。
はーい。
かなえちゃんはお腹どのくらい空いてる？このくらいで足りるかな？
あんまり食欲ないんで、そんなに多くなくていいです。
そろそろいい感じになってきたと思うぞ。どれどれ？
Mr. Tanaka grinned triumphantly as he checked the heat level of the portable stove they bought just for this. He must have thought it was his winning smile, but it didn't hit the strike zone. Mr. Tanaka stuck his fork into the French bread they'd cut into cubes and dipped it into the pot of cheese. In my dazed mind, it looked as if he were sticking a gecko or something into a mysterious magical cauldron. Mr. Tanaka then brought it to his mouth and bit a chunk of it off.
おいしい。ほら、かなえちゃんも食べてごらん。
He abruptly held out the half-eaten piece of bread to me. Gooey strings of cheese hung from it. To me, it looked like his saliva disgusting me thoroughly. But I was a tactician, so I put on my $1 million smile and ate it anyway. After all, he'd given me lots of allowance if I kept him in a good mood. I killed my taste buds so I wouldn't to taste his spit, but it made me feel like I was eating a lump of clay. Let me explain my family's circumstances to all you rabbits who aren't in the know. First of all, my father left to subjugate a witch from the north and never came back. I'm not sure if he died in battle or went to exile, but whatever the case, the queen bee has buried in grief. I just didn't get her. Even though she did nothing but fight with him while he was around, she started wailing like a baby after he left us. Then one day, the Sect King suddenly appeared to her. So Mr. Tanaka is essentially the Sect King. The Sect King, no, Mr. Tanaka was in the enviable position of being prosperous without having to work. It seemed to involve real estate income or something. At first, I thought she'd gone out and found herself her own lover too, and to be outdone by Dad, but apparently that wasn't the case. From what I could tell, as a woman myself, she displayed no sexual interest whatsoever in Mr. Tanaka. It seemed he extolled the sanctity of familial love, or whatever, in an attempt to bring the bliss of harmony back to her fatherless home. That seemed to fill the hole in Mom's heart to the point where she now truly considers Mr. Tanaka family. So he's not technically her boyfriend, he's just a friend that is helping them through grief. Supposedly. Mr. Tanaka was quite amiable to the two of us and encouraged us to see him that way. To me, that was more disgusting than any sexual motives, in a sense. The familiar love Mr. Tanaka spoke of was to treat others and be treated in turn like family, despite the lack of any blood relations. He thought of it as something sacred that not even lovers could infringe upon. Mom was apparently good with that. I had no objections to Mr. Tanaka's family, but I couldn't say the same. That was why I found treating Mr. Tanaka like family an utterly revolting notion. Of course, I knew he didn't have any ill will, so I couldn't just reject him outright. What's more, Mom had already found herself a new family she treasured more than Dad. And she was her own person. She had the right to bury the sorrow from her lost love and take a new path in life, however she pleased. So I wanted to honor that and keep my own right to do the same. Thus, I no longer held any particular attachments to this home. It was merely the only place I could stay out of the elements for free. As Princess Ellis, I wanted to leave on a journey as soon as I could, but that required money, so I had to prepare as much as I could. Fortunately, Mom had been leaving me food money ever since she started going to Mr. Tanaka's family associations all the time. That, plus the allowance Mr. Tanaka would give me when he was in a good mood, were valuable sources of income. I had my adventurer's bag packed so I could go on a journey whenever. Inside was the minimum I needed to sleep out, and all the travel expenses I'd saved up to this point. The bag was hidden in the door containing the water and electricity meters outside the house, so I could leave home whenever. And once I did, I never wanted to come back again. I had tens of thousands of yen saved up, so I could last a decent while if I drifted between manga cafes and friends' house, but only for as long as a child's allowance could last. It won't be long until I could graduate, then I wouldn't be a child anymore. I needed more and more money so I could work and find a place to live. That's why my Arcanai Minoue Kingdom never had enough money. That was why Princess Ellis's quest for gold was so ongoing.
こうして3人で仲良くご飯してると、まるで本当に家族みたいね。
本当の家族みたい。ああ、そのなんと素晴らしいこと。
かなえちゃんもそう思わない？なんか和むわよね。
まあ。
Mom and Mr. Tanaka were trying to stress how well the three of us got along. I took the hint and pretended to agree. But in reality, the whole thing made me sick. However, I couldn't let them catch on. So I faked a smile and made a show of enjoying the dry-cured ham and whatnot we were having. Oh boy, not again. My brain really had it out for me today. The house was filled with mushrooms once more. The queen bee went to the river to wash her tableware after dinner. I sat on the sofa to watch TV only for the Sect King to wander over and sit right next to me. Oh god, I hate him so much.
そりゃよかったです。
おお、警察密着24時間ですね。僕とエリス姫も密着24時間したいでちゅ。
I'd be damned if I was about to sit shoulder to shoulder watching TV with this creep. So I decided that I'd be the one to make the suggestion today.
ねえ王様、またセチで勝負しようよ。
おお、それは願ってもない話でちゅよ。僕ちん負け続きで悔しいのでまた勉強したんでちゅよ。今日は負けないでちゅ。
This guy really was all talk. He fell for the same tricks no matter how much he lost. I may not look it, but in my golden years I was obsessed with chess. I'd read all the chess manuals and was a master of basic strategy, so I'd never lose to some amateur whose knowledge amounted only to knowing how knights moved. I'm not kidding, he really did think he knew how to play chess just because he understood how the pieces worked. He didn't even know about castling or peasants until I taught him. That was why I was on a winning streak. And so, for some reason or another, he treated me like his rival and kept stubbornly challenging me over and over again. What's that? You're saying this was Sek, not chess? Oh well, who cares? They're basically the same thing.
今日こそは負けないでちゅよ。ふんふんふん。
このセチのグランドマスター、プリンセスエリスに勝てると思ってるならかかってきやがれ。
今日の勝負にはこれだけかけちゃうでちゅ。ドーン。
When the Sek King clapped, a giant treasure chest appeared out of thin air and shook the ground with a thud. It was filled to the brim with gold coins and gems, and I was grateful. This will ease the Arcanine Nove Kingdom's financial woes. He truly was a modern noble who would feed himself off unearthed income, and he was always so generous.
あらあら、またセチュで対決してるの？エリス姫もすっかりセチュの王様と仲良しね。
The queen bee was brewing sickeningly sweet honey tea. She poured it into 3 mugs of red, yellow, and green. Yes, seriously, like a stoplight. On the surface, it was like the 3 of us really were family. Like we were just having some good old fun after dinner. Alrighty then, I'll take this guy to the cleaners.
ミノベ県王国のプリンセスエリス、マイル。
Okay, we're finally done with this. This video was slightly longer. I didn't realize how much of that was going to be, how long that little section was going to be. Oh well. Okay. Well, that was part 30-something of Iwaihime. And if it is just like 3 separate endings, then I will go back and do the other girls' endings. But for now, we're going to stick with Kanai's ending. And hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, check out other stuff I've done. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.